Kevin O'Leary, aka Mr. Wonderful, has been on a tour de force this last few weeks, defending Trump valiantly against these liberal hosts over Trump's tariff policies. And every single time, look at that face right there, every single time he brings the heat. And he makes so many good points, and we're going to get right into it. My name is Clayton Kurz from TrendingPolitics.com. Make sure to like this video for all the latest updates on the tariff war, on the state of politics and everything going on. There's so much happening, and I just am so glad to have you here with us. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel as well. So in this clip with MSNBC, Kevin O'Leary goes on his normal spiel of, hey, if we don't take care of China right now, and if we don't shut them down and stop and make sure that they don't advance into the #1 world power, then it's never going to happen. And let that sink in, right? If President Trump can't do it, nobody can do it. If China is going to be stopped, it's going to happen now. If Trump leaves office on January 20th, 2029, and this situation is not taken care of, then I'm not saying that China is just going to take over the world in the next year or two, but in 10, 15, 20 years, everything is going to look very different. China lies, cheats, and steals when it comes to intellectual property, when it comes to business practices. They don't play by the rules, and Kevin O'Leary is one of the only people calling this out on a daily basis to the liberal media. So this was a masterclass. The MSNBC host is sitting here triggered at all the market volatility, and Kevin O'Leary is saying, so what? This is what needs to happen right now, and he just has a brilliant defense of tariffs. Let's watch this entire thing. It was amazing.
The government, they cheat, they steal, they don't play by the rules, and I've had enough. And so I would like this thing worked out. I don't care about the volatility. I don't care if Trump ratchets it up 25% a day.
What do you mean? Wait, Kevin, what do you mean you don't care about volatility if volatility has a direct impact on us as the consumers?
Because we have to fix this problem once and for all. It's killing us. It's killing small business in America. It's killing large businesses. All the IP these guys steal. You go back and look at all of their technological advancements, and this is a personal estimation, you're going to find source code from American companies back 4 decades ago. These guys don't play by the rules. And administration after administration, whether it be European or American, have not dealt with this. It's enough. We've got to solve this problem. Okay. Now, if we have to squeeze Chinese heads to the wall, as I said yesterday when I was testifying, so be it. I'm willing to live with the volatility to get the long situation settled. I want to compete in China. I want to open up those markets.
If what you're saying is carried out to its ultimate solution, you're talking about the fact that China, the regime, has a system in place that is able to manipulate the world, its currency, and everything else because of its totalitarian nature. Now, we can talk about what happened in 48. We can talk about what happened with Taiwan. We can talk about everything else. But Kevin, it's a reality. The Cultural Revolution in China killed millions of people so that people would remember that they had to remain silent. What you're saying is, I've had enough with China,
but you're good with it?
No,
you're okay with it?
No. On the contrary, but what I'm asking you is, what is the solution to dealing with China, a system that systematically violates human rights,
Here's how
and that
it works.
is able to use?
Well, you asked me, I'm going to tell you. You got Xi.
Okay.
He's the supreme leader for life. What keeps him in power?
Yes.
Keeping people employed and fed. Now, when you shut down a factory, I think Janice Mackey-Ferrer just on before me, he's talked about this. When you shut down a factory, you put thousands, if not tens of thousands of people unemployed in China. They take burning torches, just like in a Frankenstein movie, up to the castle, and that's a bad outcome for the supreme leader. He knows that. Now, what's the largest consumer market on earth? The United States. Almost 40% of all goods consumed worldwide. What's the largest GDP? 25 or 26% GDP of the world? The United States of America. China needs the United States of America. We have the upper hand right now. We have the cards. Now's the time to settle this, because we may not be the largest economy forever, but right now we can squeeze Chinese, and I'm talking about the government, not the people, to comply with the laws and get a level playing field between China and the United States of America. If it takes a little volatility, a little indigestion, a little acid reflux, I don't care. I want this thing worked out now, because I can show you countless occurrences of where I've backed, as an investor, a company that gets to $5 million in sales with a consumer good or service on Amazon, on Alibaba, and then as soon as it hits $5 million, it's knocked off. They steal the IP, they manufacture it there, they sell it back into this market. I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with that anymore.
That's the nature of the regime. So what you're calling for is a regime change in China?
No. We don't have to change the regime. Xi has to come to the table and understand he's got to work this out. Otherwise, there's a bad outcome for him. And listen, there's something else you should be aware of, and I saw this happen yesterday. It's now public information. This Paul Atkins guy was confirmed for the head of the SEC. And why that matters, I don't know if you saw that letter from Rick Scott, but he said, I'm not going to confirm you unless you agree to uphold the law that the previous administration did not uphold about delisting Chinese companies that do not abide by GAAP. There's billions of market cap right now listed on NASDAQ and NYSE companies that I have to compete with. I have to pay for the compliance costs. I have to be transparent. I have to abide by the law, and they don't. And they raise money with the same bankers I use, and I have to compete with them, and they're not being transparent. They have to get delisted. And Atkins, I guess, they must have had an agreement because he got confirmed. As soon as he gets sworn in, start delisting these Chinese companies. This law was modified to only give them 2 years to abide and actually comply, and they didn't. So delist them. Why should I have to compete with them? Let's squeeze them. Just keep going and going and going until they start complying. That's what I want.
There is a man who knows what he's talking about. I mean, doesn't it feel good to have one of the most successful businessmen just standing strong and saying exactly what needs to be said? And actually coming out in defense, because, you know, most of the people on here that come on these shows, they're just like anti-Trumpers. But Kevin O'Leary is absolutely right here. Look, at the end of the day, if Trump doesn't stand up to China right now, who else is going to? This has to be done now. And it's hilarious that the media is worried about market volatility when we had a legitimate bear market under Joe Biden from about December of 21 to October, November of 2022. The market dipped hard and basically didn't do anything for an entire year, and we got nothing out of it. At least this market volatility that we're going through right now under Trump is going to bear a certain fruit down the road, okay? Pressure creates diamonds, and that is exactly what President Trump is doing with these negotiations. It is bearing fruit. Other countries are negotiating with Trump right now. New trade deals, new progress. Yes, there's a lot of progress to be done with China, and they are calling his bluff, and they are not backing down, and they are so self-righteous, and they are so proud and so nationalist, which, okay, if they want to be that way. But at the end of the day, President Trump's genius of basically turning all these countries against China and saying, hey, we're going to do a 90-day pause on everyone else, and all of you guys have time to come to the table. However, China, 150% tariffs. Boom. You're absolutely done for. And I feel like it's a genius strategy because it tells Trump, hey, who's playing nice with us and who isn't. And we're going to reward the people who are, and we're going to punish the people who aren't with worse trade deals. And we're really punishing China. So now, who knows how long these 150% tariffs can last? I don't know, but there is going to be deals made, okay? Something always works out. And as we talked about yesterday, Kevin O'Leary says that Trump should slap China with a 400% tariff. So that would be insane, but it's all a negotiation to get people to the table. And that's what President Trump wants, and that's what Mr. Wonderful wants. And he's doing a great job of defending Trump out there on these news media. So let me know what you think about Mr. O'Leary. Do you agree with him? Do you think that President Trump should ratchet up the trade war against China? Let me know. And if you're still watching this, thank you so much. You have no idea how much it helps out our channel when you watch the videos all the way through. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure to like the video as well. I'll be talking to you very shortly.